Hello, it's Emma from Balance Works Yoga. Welcome back to the Yamas and Niyamas yoga course. We're looking at the Niyamas this week. It's week 5 and we've got 2 more to learn about. Remember, the Niyamas are like the inner observances, things to help us live with more awareness and build our characters. So this week we're looking at Tapas and Svadhyaya. So tapas has nothing to do with the Spanish little plates of food, unfortunately, in this instance, but tapas refers to self-discipline. So committing yourself to doing something and dedicating time and energy to it. But it can be anything you like that has like a beneficial output. So it can be something physical in our yoga practice. So trying to start by having a regular practice, that's a good discipline to be able to build on the things we're working on. Maybe challenging ourselves to achieve more in our practice, to hold poses for slightly longer, taking some more challenging options. So obviously we all have to listen to our bodies at the same time, and if something does not feel right at all because we might have a certain injury, then you've got to be aware of that as well. But if we're feeling okay and we feel like it's the easy option just to come out, just think, no, I'm going to try and take a few deep breaths and stick with it and build up a bit of heat. So yeah, tapas is also referred, like associated with building heat and fire, feeling passionate about things, and like burning away impurities. But it doesn't have to be a physical discipline. It can also be challenging yourself to meditate for longer or be still for longer. Svadhyaya, apart from being a really great word to say, means self-study. So developing an awareness of yourself and your behaviours, your thoughts, your habits, the way you speak to yourself and to others. And maybe just stepping back and noticing yourself and reflecting on whether what you're doing, your behaviours, are in line with your values or not, and whether you need to make any changes. I used the example in a yoga class the other day, yesterday in fact, where I just noticed myself when I was driving by myself, and I just had this kind of running commentary out loud of different things that were going on the road, and oh, nobody's letting me out, and I've been here for like 5 minutes, and is anyone going to let me out, and there's no parking spaces. And it was really, I just noticed myself doing it and thought I sounded really silly and sounded really impatient. I wouldn't say it's road rage or anything, but definitely a certain amount of impatient chatter and frustration. And I just thought that's a bit silly, and I need to maybe change that and try and adopt some more patient and understanding values which are important to me. So yeah, that's an example from me. We're all on our journeys. On our yoga mats, everything that we do is like a whole practice of self-study, really. And we often start a yoga class with sort of noticing ourselves and asking ourselves how we're feeling, noticing any tension in our body, any aches or pains, noticing our breath, and just taking a moment just to really observe ourselves, and trying to do that throughout the practice as well, and being aware of any areas that maybe one side feels different to the other. So self-study is a big thing that we already do a lot of, but it's just great to be able to do this and reflect back and see if we can sort of make any changes to improve a bit more. It can also refer, Svadhyaya can also refer to maybe reading up on yoga, or even just our bodies and understanding our minds a bit more, so that we can deepen our understanding of ourselves. So that is Tapas and Svadhyaya. We're going to be sort of weaving through the practice today. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, find a seated position on your mat. Get comfortable, use a blanket if need be. And just take a couple of moments to arrive in this position, in this time, in this present moment. So we're going to start with a little Svadhyaya as we have a little check-in with ourselves. Close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so, and take a slow inhale through the nose and a long exhale out through the mouth. And again, inhale and exhale. And just begin to notice how the body is feeling right now as it sits. Just noticing the parts of your body that are touching the floor, the feet, maybe the sit bones. See if you need to make any adjustments there so that you're not sitting in discomfort. Sending your awareness up the body, maybe to the lower back, and just checking in with how it is sitting, whether it's lengthening or whether it's slumping and rounding a bit, and seeing whether you can just make a little adjustments there to inhale and find a bit more length. And as you move your attention up the body, up your back, up your core, just seeing if you can draw up a little bit taller, being aware of your shoulders, sinking down and away from your ears, your neck lengthening without tipping your head back. Notice your face, your jaw, checking you're not holding tension in your eyes, your forehead. Are you frowning, or can you soften a little bit in your face? Are there any areas of the body that you can just relax a little bit further? In your hands, feet. And bring your attention back to your breathing. Noticing how your body expands with the inhale and just softens with the exhale. And ask yourself how you are feeling right now. Reminding ourselves that Svadhyaya doesn't just relate to our physical body, but also checking in with our emotional body. And the more we practice this, the easier it becomes to answer honestly with satya. In fact, Svadhyaya requires us to use all the other yamas and niyamas, ahimsa, kindness, no judgment. It involves tapas. It's a discipline. It's quite hard to do. It's not easy to be aware of ourselves. And it requires satya, honesty. No point in lying about how we behave. So let's take a deep breath. And exhale, and just open your eyes if they were closed. We're going to begin with a little bit of movement in the arms with our little circle of joy we did last week. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms out and open, reaching up, getting a nice stretch here. Wiggle the fingers, start to move things, and then bring hands together down to our hearts. As we inhale, just sitting nice and tall, checking in with our spine, tucking the chin a little bit. As we exhale, we're going to interlace the fingers and push them away from us, lengthening the arms and rounding the back a little bit. Inhale, sweep them up above the head. And exhale, let go and cactus the arms here, getting a lovely squeeze through the back body. Bring them back down together at our hearts in prayer position. So take an inhale here. We'll repeat that two more times. So inhale, sit tall. Exhale, interlace the fingers, push the arms away. And round the back, squeeze the air out. Inhale up. Exhale, release, cactus, open the chest. Hands together. Inhale. Exhale, interlace the fingers, draw them away, round the back. Get a lovely stretch there. And then inhale. Up they come. And then release on the exhale. Bring the hands to the knees, a few little shoulder rolls, maybe just a few little circles here. Just beginning to really check in with all the different parts of the body, how we're feeling. Knees, ankles, shoulders, back. It's all important. Okay. So today, trying to embrace a little bit of heat in our practice, a little bit of tapas. So when you come up against something that might feel a little bit challenging, just seeing if you can take some deep breaths and stick with it. but at the same time being self-aware and not pushing ourselves to anything that's going to injure us. Okay, so we're going to come onto all fours now, coming into a tabletop position, checking in again with what is in contact with the ground, checking in with our back, and just come into a bit of cat-cow here. We're going to inhale, lower the belly, sink the back down a bit, maybe lift the chest a bit, and exhale round, squeeze the air out, pushing through the tops of our feet and our hands. Inhale, reverse, lower the belly, tailbone comes up, exhale, tuck the tailbone round the back. As you do this, really checking in, noticing the sensations down your spine. Don't force anything, it's the first bit of cat-cow, so just ease yourself in. One more. And then pause in the cat position, just rounding the back here, maybe having a little rock. Option if you want to, just to press through the hands here. If you're feeling strong in the shoulders, push through the feet and just lift the knees off the ground, coming into a little hovering cat, really activating the core here. Take one more breath and then exhale, bring them down. So just an extra little challenge that's really good at sort of rounding the back there as well, trying not to sink the belly there. Okay, so from here, just sit back on our knees for a moment, have a little roll of the shoulders. If we're on our hands a lot, then just giving our wrists plenty of opportunity just to release and recover, give them a little massage. So coming back into a tabletop position, going to send the left toes backwards and just get a little stretch down the back of that leg. Then we're going to send the opposite arm forwards. I haven't got much space here, but hopefully you've got more than me. Reaching out, again, really drawing the belly in here so we're really nice and long. Feeling nice and stable. If you're not, then just adjust yourself so you've got a nice base. Option to lift the back toes off the mat and stay here, or you can draw the knee to elbow, rounding the back. Inhale to extend, exhale, round, knee towards the elbow. Just seeing where it'll come to. See if we can try two more. One more. Lovely. And then the next time your arm is extended, we're going to see if we can cactus it back now and bring the knee in. So we were going, whoops, from front to back. We're now coming to the side. We're pulling them in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee comes to the left and the elbow comes down to the right. One more. Lovely. Before placing it back down. Not sure if you could see that okay. And just kneel back at any point. Just give those shoulders a roll as they begin to warm up. Begin to build heat here. Begin to get that tapas going. So rolling out a little bit. Or you can always come into a child's pose if that feels nicer. Okie doke. Coming back into the tabletop and going on the other side. So this time extend the right leg behind you, pushing the foot away, getting a nice stretch there, drawing the belly in so we're not sinking, so we're protecting our lower back here, and then reaching out with the left arm, gaze at the mat, so we've got a nice long neck here, and you can either keep the toes down and just sort of draw down, you can even keep the fingertips down on the mat to keep it nice and low, or you can lift them up and draw elbow towards the knee. You choose your variation. Trying to challenge yourself, but at the same time, looking after your body. One more. As we stretch out, inhale, we're going to cactus the arms and bring the knee in and the elbow in to the side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it in. One more. Feeling everything beginning to burn up now. Lovely. And then we'll come back to a nice child's pose. So sink the heels back. You can extend the arms if you feel like the shoulders need a good stretch, or you can slide the hands alongside you, allowing the shoulders to relax. Remember, you can always have a block for your head, your forehead, or you can allow it to come down to the mat and just have a little rock here. Begin to notice the breath again. As you inhale, really feeling the back expand. And exhale, allow everything to soften, the shoulders, the arms to really relax. One more breath here. Lovely. Slide the hands under your shoulders. Roll up to kneeling position. If at any point kneeling doesn't feel right as well, you can always put a block in between your feet, or even just coming upright if that's better. But we're not going to be here long. A little shake out of the wrists. Maybe give them a little rotate. And then bring the hands down the mat. We're coming up into a down dog. So tuck the toes, spreading the fingertips, keeping the knees bent, just lift them up, seeing if we can keep nice and low, keeping the knees bent to begin with. We don't want to be going straight up like that and dumping all the pressure through our hands. We want to bring the weight back through our heels. So bend the knees, add a bit of movement to begin with. Pedal the legs, bend in the right knee, bend in the left knee, getting an extension in the opposite leg. Check in with the neck, maybe a little bit of movement there. Before finding just a moment of stillness here, spreading the hands, pushing the ground away, drawing the hips a little bit further backwards. Take a big inhale and sigh it out. Exhale. One more time. Beautiful. We're going to look forward to our hands and tiptoe our feet towards our hands, coming down onto our feet and finding our forward fold. Big exhale, bend the knees. Again, really checking in with your back body in particular here. Feel the stretch down your legs, all the way down your spine, through your shoulders, along your arms. And then we're going to slowly roll up to standing. So really nice control here, doing as slowly as you can. Just uncurling the spine, stacking the vertebrae, coming all the way up, maybe having a nice stretch at the top. Inhale, and then relax the hands wherever you want to here, and just have a little sway out. Often people like to just ease into a new position from sort of all fours or down dog up to a standing position. So just take a moment, just checking in with the body, giving it what it needs. And then my mat does tend to sort of shuffle when we're on this carpet, I'm afraid. So sorry if it's not all straight. And then we're just going to find a moment in Tadasana, in mountain pose, where we can just do a little check of the body and see if we can find a moment of stillness, a bit of discipline here, a bit of tapas. So just checking in with our feet, that they're hip width apart, or just in a position that enables you to stand nice and stably, with stability. A little softness in the knees, a nice long back, so just draw the belly in, a little tuck of the tailbone here. Checking in the shoulders, looping back and down. A little tuck in at the chin. Maybe close the eyes if you feel like you can trust yourself, or keep a low gaze. And whenever we come to Tadasana in this practice, see if we can just find a bit of discipline there, a bit of poise and stillness. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go into a couple of rounds of sun salutations. We're going to try and add lots of control, lots of integrity to the movements, really thinking about the positioning of our arms. So instead of just going through the motions, really think about sort of extending and creating space, taking it nice and steadily, with lots of love and respect for our bodies. So let's get into position at the top of our mats. Find Tadasana. Little roll the shoulders, and then we begin. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, drawing a lovely big circle, maybe gazing up at our thumbs, and then exhale, bring them all the way down, starting to bend, hinge at the hip, bend the knees, finding a fold. Inhale, we're going to slide the hands up, coming to a half lift here. Number 7 shape, so trying to draw the belly in. Little squeeze of the shoulders. Just have a check here for a moment. Take a couple of breaths in this half lift, just really trying to get the length in your back. Here. Little squeeze of the shoulders, tucking the chin in, gazing at the ground. Straight legs. And then we're going to bend the knees and bring our hands back down to the mat. If you can't quite get them there, you can always have them on a block. Then we're going to step back with the left knee, first of all, coming into a low lunge. Get stable on your feet before inhaling and reaching up, coming into a crescent lunge. Reaching up with our hands. They can be a separate or they can be a together. Little back bend if you like. And then exhale, we're going to bring it back down here. We're going to put our left hand on the mat and reach up with the right hand, getting a little twisted lunge here. Option if you want to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee, or you can keep it down. You choose. Take a breath here. And then exhale, frame the front foot now by bringing both hands down, and we're going to step back to a plank. You can bring the back knee down if you like and come into a half plank or a full plank, you choose. So taking a moment here, we're going to do it again later, so you might want to do half plank now. Pushing the ground away, really think about drawing the belly up. We don't want to lower the hips, so we're really nice and flat. Take a breath, whichever position you're in. One more breath. You can do this, you can stick with it for one more breath. And then exhale, we're going to bring the knees down, hug the elbows in, and slowly with control lower ourselves down to the mat. Tent the fingertips, just bring them out slightly, untuck the toes, push down through our lower body as we inhale. Lift the chest slightly and then exhale. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, maybe a little bit higher this time. And exhale. Awesome. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Going to tuck the toes, squeeze the elbows in, lift the chest and begin to lift the belly and the hips up. And you can either come through a tabletop or you can go straight back up into downward dog. Couple of breaths here. Just going to shuffle forwards. And then we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. I really don't have much space for this. And then reach with those toes behind you. And then exhale, draw the knee in and see if you can bring it towards your hands. Just see where it comes to, help it through, and then step through, back through with the other foot. So we're now back in forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, slide, hands up, coming to half lift. Draw the shoulders back, squeeze the back body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly tuck the tailbone under, rolling up to Tadasana. Maybe the arms come up. Finish it off and hands in prayer, down to our hearts. Take a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how you're feeling. And we go again. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lovely control again, a little bit faster this time, but with just as much control. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to the ground. Inhale, straighten the legs, slide the hands up, half lift. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat or to a block. Step back with the right foot this time, coming into a low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Nice long back, drawing the belly in. Little crescent, and then exhale, we'll bring the right hand down and lift the left arm out to the side, coming into a twisted lunge. Option to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Take a couple of breaths here. Or you can keep it down. You choose the option that is a good challenge for you, but feels okay. Breathe, you can do one breath, and then exhale, bring the hand down so it frames the front foot this time. And we're going to step back to a plank. Again, you choose, but wherever you are, just spreading those fingertips, gripping with the fingertips, really active hands, drawing the shoulders away from you, so pushing away, little round of the back, drawing the belly in, but keeping the hips low. One more breath if you can, or you can lower the knees if you really need to, before Remember what we did last week, we're going to hug the elbows in and just lower ourselves down to the mat. Awesome. Remember, you can always bring your knees down first. Fingertips out to the side, tent the fingertips. Inhale, roll up, gazing at the mat. Following by the head, might come up at the end. Exhale, ripple down. We want to create a little ripple here. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale up. You choose your height. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale, up. Choosing the back bend, pressing down with the pelvis, pressing down with the tops of the feet, seeing if you can hold it 1 more breath. And then exhale down, lovely stuff. So bring the hands under your shoulders, tuck the back toes, lifting up, trying to draw the hips up and push back to your downward facing dog. As you in down dog, just trying to maybe bend the knees and bring the belly towards the thighs a bit more here, trying to raise the hips up in the sky. I've got a slightly slippy mat here today. 1 more big exhale. Bring the feet close together, lift the left foot up behind you, reaching out with the toes, and then think about drawing, exhale, draw the left knee in, rounding the back, seeing if you can create some height here to bring the foot through and help it through at the end. Step the other foot through, come to fold. Inhale, half lift. Long, flat back, half lift. Just a little squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, melt down, bend the knees. Relax the upper back. Inhale, slowly roll up. Lots of control, lots of discipline, lots of awareness. All the way up, arms to follow. And then bring them down to prayer. Take a moment to notice. I've certainly built up a little bit of heat doing sun salutations. I think it's hard not to. So I'm noticing that warmth, a little bit of tingling through the body, slightly faster breath. It's just a nice feeling calm. Okay, bring the arms out to the side. Now give things a little bit of a shake out. We will take a little fold to come down to the ground. So you can face whichever direction, going to take a slightly wider leg position here, nothing too wide. As we bring the arms up, inhale, exhale, sweep them out again, sending the hips backwards and bending the knees. And we're just going to try a little bit of a squat, coming down into a squat. So you can use the block for this or anything else you might have in front of you. You can always use a chair. Just bending the knees, making sure the knees are in the same line as the feet. So the feet are just going out slightly here, coming to a bit of a froggy pose, or you might be here, that's fine. And then lift the hips and straighten the legs again, coming back into the fold. So your hands need to be on something, whether it's a block or a stool or something, or the floor. And then bend, seeing how low you can come into your squat. And then extend the legs, dropping the head down. And then back into our little froggy position. So do that a couple more times. Really good way for us to increase the mobility, improve our squat, and stops us from getting too uncomfortable in it for too long. Once you're there, seeing if we can just hold it for a moment. If it's in your practice to go into little crow, you'll feel free to have the hands down, so you can either stay in your squat, and your squat might be here. That's fine, either hold your squat, or you can bring the hands forwards and you can just take a little lean and add a little cheeky crow. Just a little option for those who fancy it today as an extra challenge. We did it at the end of the last course. Even if you don't lift the feet off the ground, just a little woof, little rock forwards, big spread out fingers, or you can just stay in your squat. Okie doke, we are now going to just come down to our bottoms and extend the legs out, give them a nice stretch, a little bit of a shake, a jiggle. Lovely. Before we come back into a tabletop for our next little sequence. Okay. So we can start in a kneeling position before we come into tabletop. Maybe just, again, give your wrists a little bit of a roll out here. So we're going to start on a tabletop, but we will be coming to a pigeon pose. So we're going to start by drawing in our left knee. Our left knee comes forwards and we're sending right knee backwards and just sliding our way into pigeon. Just take a moment to get here and find the pigeon that feels okay for you. The more flexibility you've got in your hips, maybe your toes come out to the side of the mat, your shin comes further up the mat, but you can always tuck it in, just finding a pigeon that feels okay for you. And if it's too much of a back bend here, we have been sort of building this up in our backs, but if it is too much still, you can always tuck the back toes and just create a bit of lift here, even holding on to a block, and keep it nice and high. So we've got a nice sort of slightly flatter back there. Okay, but if you're okay with a little bit of a bend in the lower back, then slide the right foot back. Take a moment. Once we're here, just pointing both of the sets of toes before slowly coming down, if it feels good to do that. Coming down maybe to our forearms, or you can widen the elbows and bring your head down to your hands, or you can use a block, a cushion, a bolster, anything else you might have, just to be able to sort of surrender into this pose. Relaxing the upper body gets a good rest here. Lower body is getting a big old stretch. So take some nice deep breaths. Keeping awareness through both legs, pointing the toes. So our left leg does not go to sleep underneath us. Just asking yourself if you can just stick with it a little bit longer. Take some deep breaths, you can do it. And then on the next inhale, slowly coming back upright, supporting yourself up. That leg might be on fire now, the left knee, but see if you can just stay here a moment longer. Try not to tip onto our left glute at the moment. Remember, you can always put something underneath it. Option here just to bend the right foot towards the glute here. So bending the right knee, a little bit of up and down. Maybe you can hold it, maybe you can stabilize with your right hand and reach back with your left, seeing if you can touch, if it's anywhere close. Maybe you can grab hold of it, come into a little bit of a king pigeon beginning here, keeping your hips square, but just undoing as soon as it feels like it's enough before sending the left knee backwards, coming back through our sort of tabletop and sending the left leg out the side now. So we're getting give it a nice stretch out. So a little bit of a rock backwards and forwards here. Oh, that should feel nice down the leg. So you've given it the challenge, given it the heat, the fire, and it's good to give it a stretch afterwards. Awesome. Okay, from here, we're just going to do just a few hip rolls. Just draw some circles with the left knee. A little bit sort of like a fire hydrant, coming back to what we were doing at the beginning. And then pop it back out to the side, nice and long. I'm going to lift the left arm out to reach up to the ceiling here. Take a big inhale. And then we're going to send those left fingertips backwards and lift up with the right arm. So we're coming into a kind of little twist here, twisting to the left side of our mat, looking down our left leg. You might be on the opposite side, so sorry if I'm the other way around. Bring the hands to heart, staying with a nice little twist. Inhale here. Exhale, come back to the center. Going to release the hands and bring the right arm out to the side and take a little side stretch here, sending the left arm down the left extended leg. It's getting a lovely stretch down the side. And then exhale, wimble the arms so you can bring the right one down and the left one up. So again, coming back into this side plank position. This kind of way, side plank. Option here, if you want a bit more heat, is to lift the left foot off the ground, or you can keep it down, or you can bring knee to elbow And just add a bit of activity, add an extra little bit of heat to our obliques. Making sure you're nice and solid through the right hand and shoulder. And then bring it back down. We're going to take a bend in that knee this time, coming up to like a little bit of a lunge on our left knee. And then we're going to bring the left forearm to the left thigh. Inhale, reach the right arm over, get a lovely big stretch. Lovely side stretch again. Maybe just giving your wrist a little rotate while it's up there. And then bend at the elbow and bring your right hand to your head somewhere behind. Just trying to open the chest here. Take an inhale and exhale. We're going to draw the right elbow towards the left hand. So inhale to open, exhale to sort of close and squeeze. Inhale to open, exhale, round in the back, squeeze. One more open, whoops, a wobble then. And then release, coming back to upright. Gonna heel toe our foot. So we've now got a slight diagonal position with our left knee, and just take a little lunge. Keeping our belly drawn in here, and then heel toe to the front. Should be now facing the front of your mat maybe, and then little lunge here. Going to inhale, bring the arms up, bring the hands down, and step the left foot back, and we're just going to come back into like a child's pose. Big breaths. Again, using this time to notice how you feel. Making any adjustments, maybe some small movements, just to ease out any areas that are beginning to feel that tapas, that heat, that burn. One more breath. And then slide the hands under the shoulders, slowly roll back up. Going to come with our hands forwards, come back into the tabletop, and this time we're going to be shuffling our right knee forwards and sliding the left leg back. So coming into pigeon on the other side. Add a bit of mobility to begin with if you want to just make some adjustments, and thinking about where your knee is going to go, how low you go with this, or whether you want to stay nice and high. Remember, you've got the different options. Keeping nice and upright to begin with, taking a couple of breaths, maybe going up on your fingertips to come a little bit higher for pigeon. We're puffing the chest out, take a big inhale. And exhale, trying to keep our hips square, try not to go down on that right glute yet. Get my words out. And then we're going to soften down onto our forearms if that feels okay for you. Taking a breath, and then maybe coming down, either head to a block or head to your hands, and seeing if you can find some stillness in the pose, coming to your breath, pointing the toes on both feet, so we're keeping activity there. Oh dear. So staying with pigeon for a few breaths. Really being aware of the sensations, especially through the lower body. Breathing into them, taking another breath just to see if we can stick with it one more time. Ask yourself, do I need to come out of it? If you do, if you think something's really not right, please do. I might have to go and get the door in a moment. Bear with me. Stay in pigeon. Slowly ease yourself up from the reclined pigeon. And just take a moment in the upright pigeon pose again. Take a big inhale. See if you can hold it for a bit longer. You can always come out if anything's screaming too much. Maybe option to bend, only if that feels okay for you. Bending in the left leg. Maybe seeing if you want to touch it with the right hand. Maybe you can hold on to it. But anything too much, just easing out. You choose your challenge. What feels right for you. And then sliding the right knee backwards, coming back to a tabletop. Just a few little hip circles here, rounding the right knee. And then sending the right leg out to the side like we were before. Right leg out to the side. And inhale, lift the right arm up, reaching up here. Lovely open position, getting a good stretch in that leg now that's been all bent underneath. Lovely. Send the right fingertips backwards, reaching backwards, lifting the left fingertips up and coming upright. Parallel arms, twisting so we are looking at our right foot. Bring our hands to prayer position, keeping in the twist here. Inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Release the hands, bring the left arm up. Slide the right hand down the right leg a little bit here. Taking a lovely big stretch, really feeling into it. Maybe just give the wrist a little rotation in the air. And then bring it all the way back, windmilling the arms. So the left hand comes down, the right arm comes up, coming into side plank again. Either staying here, or if you've got a good lot of strength through that left shoulder, lifting up in the air, maybe putting in a bit of activity, drawing the elbow to knee. Wherever you are, just breathing through it. Lovely, replacing it back down. We're going to bring the arms back up, bring the hands to the hips, and just take a little bend in the right knee now, just easing into it. A little bit of a lunge here, just checking in with that knee nice and gently, nothing too big. Then we're going to lift the left arm up, just come onto our right forearm maybe here, getting a little stretch. Bend at the elbow, find your left hand to your head or behind your head, open up the chest. Exhale, round the back, bring the left elbow towards the right hand or forearm. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. You choose your range of movement, what feels okay. One more. And then coming back upright, going to heel toe the right foot to about sort of 11 o'clock, if that's right for you. And then just have a little bend in, heel toe to the front. Another little bend into the lunge. I'm going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the left-hand side of the right foot. And then we're going to send the right foot back. Lovely. And I'm going to come into a little down dog just to stretch both legs. So inhale. Take some deep breaths and just give those legs a nice stretch out, drawing your hips backwards, getting a lovely stretch down the back body, the legs. Great work, everybody. All right, now lower the knees down. And then we're just going to come down onto our bottoms here. And just find a little boat and bridge to finish us off. I think my body is really crying out for a bridge to finish. A nice little stretch of the back. But before we do that, let's just try a little boat pose. So holding on to, bending our knees while we're on our bottoms and just holding behind our knees or thighs. Just making sure we're nice and upright here, not rounding the back. So sitting nice and upright. So this might be enough of a challenge for you. You might just want to lean back, maybe lifting the toes off the mat. Maybe that activates the core enough. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to lift one foot or both feet. Keeping hold, a nice little anchor point here, drawing the shoulders away, really lifting the chest, keeping a nice long back, or you can release the arms alongside as well. Again, really thinking about plugging the shoulders back into the sockets. So you can choose to be here, here, here. Maybe the legs come a bit higher. Just if there's a bit of a wobble, a bit of a shake, that's fine. As long as we're not sort of collapsing the back here. See if you can take one more breath, whichever position you're in. Long back, don't slump down just yet. And then bend, bring the hands down, shuffle the bottom forwards, and we're going to lower our backs down to the mat. Really need that. Okay. So once we're here, just keep the knees bent, just a little rock from side to side with the knees. A little twist. And then we'll come into a little bridge to finish. So drawing the heels as close to the glutes as they'll come. Keeping the feet and knees hip width apart. Placing our palms down the floor or arms alongside us. Just check the neck is fairly relaxed here. We're not holding tension there. And then we're going to push down into our feet, through our hands. See if we can just peel the very lower back, sort of our bottoms really, our hips off the floor. And very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up through the back. All the way up to the top of, maybe the top of the back comes off the floor, maybe not. You choose your height, you choose what feels like a good stretch for you. Maybe the hands are interlaced underneath and you shuffle the shoulders for a bit more height here. Wherever you are, just take a big inhale, expand the belly, squeeze the back body, and then we're going to exhale, release the hands, bring them alongside us again as we support our way downwards, just coming down with lots of control. Lots of discipline, don't slump back down. Feel all the benefits of going nice and slow. Lovely, and then you can hug the knees in. Oh, all this feels great on the backs. We've had all sorts of things that have given us little bits of back bends today, back strengthening, back stretching. And our backs do take the brunt of it on a daily basis, so that's why it's good to do all these different things for our backs, but then remembering to give them a lot of nice nourishment after all the heat, all the tapas. Okay, a little rock from side to side. You can maybe rock and bring the knees all the way to one side, maybe, so we're kind of rocked onto one side. Bring the opposite arm up and over and getting a nice stretch. So I've got my left knees to the side, I've got my right arm stretched out behind me. Taking a big breath, breathing into this big, nourishing twist. And then come back to center, and then allow the knees to go over the other side, maybe reaching out with your opposite arm, gazing towards that arm, or just enough so you can feel beautiful stretch down your side body. Big breaths here. With every exhale, maybe just not doing that. With every breath, just not coughing, softening, not concentrating. Big awareness through the body. Oh, I can really feel that through my back. Really needs it today. And then just carefully drawing things back in, and then finding a comfortable position just for a few minutes of beautiful relaxation. So you can keep the knees bent if you want to keep your lower back flush with the floor, or if it feels okay to extend the legs, you can do that as well. Another nice thing to do if you've got some wall spaces, excuse me, I don't know what's happening, is to send your legs up the wall, even if it's against the window, that'll work. And just see what that feels as well. Feel just whatever feels good for you. So take a deep breath and come back to the Svadhyaya, the spreading awareness through your body and checking in how you're feeling. How did you find the practice today? And also if there's any areas of your life where you maybe feel like you could be adding a bit more discipline, maybe something that needs to be done, needs a little bit more regular practice and commitments, and you think, yeah, I need to just do a little bit more there, that's going to be very helpful. See if you can find it. Don't have to be super strict with yourself, just, I think you know, we all know deep down what are the areas that we need to maybe have a little bit more discipline. You can do it. Stay here for as long as you like. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.